Love, light, and blessings. Shamanic at Work Priestess here, and welcome to day 21 of 29 Days of Melanated Excellence. I wasn't able to record a video yesterday. Life got in the way, so I'm doing day 21 now, and I'm going to make a separate video for day 22, and then I should be back on track. We literally have 7 more days, and this series will come to a close. Okay, so I talked previously on my videos about the importance of passing down our legacy, our practices, our traditions. Our ancestors pretty much passed them down orally, and that's how they stood within the family, and things of that nature. But you don't know how many times I've had clients that actually come from close traditions, and unfortunately an elder died in the family and they died without passing their traditions down. So as beautiful as it is to pass our traditions down orally, there's nothing like writing them down. So let's say, life happens and maybe you just, you die unexpectedly or whatever. If you write down your traditions, your future grandchildren, your children can always find these pieces of work and continue your family legacy, and things of that nature. And then your family practice stays your family practice. So I'm going to show you different examples of how I pretty much journal and write my traditions down so that I can pass them on to the future generation, to my kids, to my students, so on and so forth. One way that I journal my readings. I do a daily draw of like one oracle card and one tarot card, and I usually write it down if it's significant. I don't write every single reading that I do for myself, but I do write down ones that are significant to me. I also write down my dreams and visions. And I find that this really opens up my intuition. I've been keeping this journal since 2017. So I don't write every single thing down, but I do write, things that kind of, stand out and stuff like that. It's my second time recording this video. So I have like journals everywhere. Okay, so another thing that I do, I work the root in my practice. So I make incense blends. I make, voodoo powders. I make mojo bags. I make incense blends. I make hoodoo oils, so on and so forth. So I find that I write my mother's recipes down here and other mentors that come into my life. The recipes are here, and I've also gotten recipes directly from my spirits, directly from the loas and the orishas that I serve and the ancestors and so on and so forth. So I tend to write them down here so I don't forget, especially the newer recipes. Because sometimes I remember earlier in my practice, I would get a dream to do a recipe, I would do it, it would work fabulously, and then I couldn't recall the ingredients were. So I write recipes down here. This is like the rough draft, and the ones that have been proven to work for me, they go in this green journal, and it's like the final destination. I also write down how to serve and attend to each and every one of my spirits in my spirit court. So the call of correspondences, the candles they like, so on and so forth, go in here. The veneration, how to serve these spirits, go in here. So this is specifically designed for when I'm no longer here, or my kids are ready for me to fully take them on and mentor them, or whatever the case may be. They would know how to serve the spirit. Or even if they're called now and they're like, I don't know how to attend such and such spirit, they can always look back at this book, and the book will tell them how to do it. This one has a lot of family recipes and things of that nature specifically, and they make it to this final journal, and things of that nature. This journal has family recipes and any type of rituals that have been proven to work, because it's a backup copy. It's my practical everyday use copy. because this one has rituals that the spirits have given me, visions, messages. This is all about my spirits and my personal relationship with them, and the rituals and the things that I've done with them, and so on and so forth. Ideas that come to me, so I'll try out the rituals. If they work, they go on to this book. And this is also a condensed version of family recipes as well. So things that my mother, godparents, spiritual elders, people that have mentored me in my life, they all go in here. And this is the one that I actively use when I'm doing spell work. If I need to recite a psalm, if I need to invoke a prayer, whatever the case may be, it's written in here, so I don't have to look back at other stuff. It's all in this book. Okay, so this is like my practical use. This has the same information, family traditions, prayers, step by step how to do the rituals. But this one I don't use in ritual. This is just a reference, so you can look things up. And then the pink one you can actually use when you're actively doing said rituals, because I don't want this one to get messed up. Okay, so those are just some ideas. And another thing I wanted to say, my journals are not fancy inside. My mother kept a composition notebook as the book that she writes her rituals in, and prayer books that I've gotten that are missing covers, and things like that. They never been fancy. They're well worn, they're well used, and they're so powerful because there's something to be said about writing these things down on top of verbally teaching them. My kids, they get to be included in rituals. I always waited till they were ready to do so, and if they wanted to do so, I don't force anything on them. And things of that nature. There's just something to be said by leaving these things behind and having the future generation find them and reference them, and for them to see your work, and for them to get an intimate portrait of your relationship with your spirits, because as much as we want to pass things down orally, sometimes things happen and we may be unable to do so. Having these backups like this and writing these things down is going to guarantee that your future generations will be able to learn from you and then keep your family traditions going, because there's nothing more beautiful than having a family practice and having people follow in your footsteps, and helping and inspiring the future generations to come. So that's all I wanted to say about this, and give you guys some ideas about how to pass down our traditions and keep things going. So much love, much light, much blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and until the next video.